Good evening, y'all. Hope you are having a lovely night as I am. It is a lovely night, and tonight I am smoking the Oliva Serie V with the blind tasting label still on it. One of the undoubtedly most famous cigars in the world. Now, it maybe doesn't have the prestige as, say an Opus X or a Monty 2 or a Partagas, Series D, but or a Padron 64. It's certainly just as recognizable as any of those cigars. Probably sells better. It's not especially rare. You can find it in pretty much any humidor. You can find it online. You can get steals often on the price online. Very accessible. And you might ask, why feature this cigar? Maybe you did the cigar reveal and you weren't especially excited to see the Oliva V. You find it anywhere. And I say to you, well, we every now and then, while we like to feature boutique cigars, we like to find hidden gems, cigars that are just hit the market, exciting cigars. However, every now and then, we got to test our standard against what we thought we knew, right? And personally speaking, I haven't actually smoked an Oliva Serie V in quite a long time, even though I see it all the time. They were bought out in 2016. A lot of times when a company is bought out, I kind of lose interest. They lose the family dynamic, the passion, the family that started it. To what? This cigar was, this company, Oliva, was bought by a Belgium company, specializes in machine-made cigars. And, I'm good. I'll smoke cigars from the guys who are on the ground, who are getting their cigar, who are passionate about what they're making, with their name behind it, and all that stuff. And that's exactly why I wanted to feature it, right? Because we're not just smoking the label. Who cares who owns it? Who cares what the label, the brand? We're here to smoke the tobacco blind and judge accordingly. So like I said, it was bought in 2016 by J. Cortez, a Belgian company that specializes in machine-made cigars, mostly in Europe. And then they changed the name, I think, a year or two ago to the Vandermeer whatever family. You can look it up if you want. Same company, they just changed the name. I was actually surprised to see that. I didn't realize this, but actually just last year, 2022, it got the number 5 cigar on the top 25 list. It was number 5. So that's whatever. I mention that a lot because it's kind of not something. The top 25 list to me isn't something that I really value as a determination of what's a good cigar, but I do think it is kind of a placeholder for where the cigar stands in our culture, that kind of thing. And yeah, so for it to get a number 5 rating just last year, it's interesting, right? I also saw that it had received 30 or over 30 90 plus ratings in Cigar Aficionado. Again, whatever, but that's a lot. I know that I'm sure they advertise like crazy, all that stuff, so factor that in however you want, and you're right to do so. But still, it is something to note, right? So about this cigar, I'm interested to hear what you think. I've been pleasantly surprised. Actually, this is still a damn good cigar. There's very few cigars that have stood the test of time after being acquired by a big corporation, whether that's General or you know, ST, who owns General, but you know what I mean, or another European company or Altadis or whatever. Most cigars, they kind of just, they go downhill. Interesting that that happens, right? Because you would, you know, hypothetically, well, you know, money that goes a long way when it comes to making cigars. Turns out you can buy the best tobacco, you can implement the best processes, etc. Yet most cigars go downhill, and it reminds me of what John Huber at Crowned Heads told me when I asked him about that. He said, "Yeah, well, look at McDonald's. They have more money than any burger maker on the planet, and are they making the best burgers? No. Why? Because that's not what they set out to do." And when these big corporations get a hold of these cigars, making the absolute best cigar possible, that's not what they're setting out to do. They're here to make a dollar. And so having said that, I'm surprised that this cigar is as good as it is. And this cigar actually holds a little, a bit of a meaningful, you know, smoke for me. It was the first time I learned how to retrohale. This is back in the RTDA. I was with CAO. That was back when it was a real company in Nashville, owned by the Osguners. And I was still in college, I think, interning at CAO. And that year, the Oliva V debuted, and everybody was really impressed. It was making waves throughout the show, throughout the industry, and somebody handed one. It was already lit. They handed it to me. They're like, "Taste, you know, try this. It's crazy strong." And this was before cigars had really hit that wave of strong cigars. And so, you know, I tasted it and I was like, wow, yeah, strong. And they kind of recognized that, you know, I didn't really know what I was talking about. It's like, well, okay, no, try it again, but this time take it through your nose. You'll be able to feel the intensity of the tobacco. And so I did. Of course, it singed my nose, but that was the first time I kind of learned how to retrohale. And I specifically remember what he said. He's like, push it back, push it up and out through your nose. Force it up and out through your nose. You're not inhaling, you're just forcing it out your nose. And like when wine connoisseurs or wine drinkers, when they stick their nose in that glass before they take a sip, same thing. You're getting way more out of it than if you were just to smoke it, than if you were just to take a sip. Anyway, a little tangent there. This cigar, when it came out, it was dynamic, it was strong and powerful, and it still is, and I'm happy to see that. Pretty simple notes of like leather, cedar, nuts, a lot of leather actually, and you know, just some woody notes. Nothing too crazy, but a solid cigar for guys who like and ladies who like strong cigars. So I hope you enjoyed the Oliva V, and I hope you have a lovely rest of the night. Till next time, cheers.